Hello, everybody. This is Scott Livingston with your leadership tip of the week. I hope you're off to a great week. I'm certainly having a great week this week, enjoying some studying and preparing for some talks that I have coming up on emotional intelligence. I'm teaching some classes, and so I've got a lot of really cool stuff going on, and so I hope your week is going as well as mine is. Hey, I hope you enjoyed the Monday blog this week where we talked about a vaccination for leadership failure, and that vaccination being wise counsel. And at the end of the post, if you haven't seen it, by the way, you can hop on over to drscottlivingston.com, take a look at it, take a look at what it said. At the end of the post, what you'll find is some homework. And I really just laid out a challenge for you to think about a decision that you are having to make in your leadership life. And before you make that decision, to seek out some wise counsel. So I hope that aspect of your leadership and development is going well. But I'm having dinner with a friend last night, and I realized something. Not really a revolutionary thought, but something just popped into my mind that leaders make decisions and don't always get a chance to seek wise counsel. We get caught in the moment sometimes, or we've talked some things through and we just flat out missed it. And so I wanted to chat with you a bit about your leadership integrity. Because what happens is as we go along and make decisions and we realize that the decisions that we made were not the best ones that we could have made. Maybe they didn't go the way we had anticipated them going. Even with the best intentions and sometimes with counsel, we end up making mistakes. Frustration sets in. Sometimes we get impatient. And before you know it, we've made a decision and someone gets hurt inside of that decision. Hey, look, happens to all of us. All of us in our leadership life have had that experience happen. And so what it really comes down to then at that point is your leadership integrity. At the end of the day, integrity as a leader is one of those pillars that we stand upon. And so there are times in our life where we've made a decision and we wish we had it back. In golf, they call it a mulligan, a do-over. Be able to take what we did back and rearrange the circumstances. But oftentimes, in golf, it's real. But in life, oftentimes it's not real. We have to move forward with the decisions we've made, even if those decisions had unintended consequences. So what do you do? What do you do when you find yourself in your leadership life in that crucible moment? I think Stephen Covey and then also Ken Blanchard talked about leaders having emotional bank accounts with followers. And we put deposits in and we take things out. We put deposits in with reward, recognition, acknowledgement of accomplishments that they make. We take withdrawals out of those emotional bank accounts of followers when we make poor decisions, or we act impulsively, or we act out of frustration. And so each of us has inside of ourselves these emotional bank accounts where we make, as leaders, we make deposits and withdrawals in and out of our followers' accounts all of the time. So in the end, you don't want to end up in this emotional bank account being bankrupt with your followers. So the thought that I had was maybe you've made a decision, you wish you had it back, it didn't go the right way, there were unintended consequences, people got hurt, and there have been withdrawals taken out. What do you do? What are some things you could do? I've got a couple of considerations for you to just think about if you find yourself in that sort of situation as a leader. The first one, I think, is really just to apologize. Don't blame your behaviors or your actions on anyone else or any other circumstance. Just take ownership for what you own, what you did, and sincerely apologize to the other person. Even if you can't go back and change the decision, an apology is a way to get deposits back into the emotional bank account of followers. The second thing that I would have you consider is to maintain a positive impression with your followers by talking about what you'll do different next time. What are some things that you might change? Is there a policy? Is there a procedure? Will you think about something different? Will you in fact seek wise counsel instead of acting out of frustration or out of impulse? So just a couple of considerations for you as you try to maintain your leadership integrity when you've made a decision and maybe hurt someone or things didn't go quite your way. This is Scott Livingston with your Leadership Tip of the Week. I hope you have a great rest of your week. I'll look forward to seeing you on Friday at the Friday reflection that we will post. If you know anybody who you think might benefit from the blog or from this video, feel free to pass it along to them. Have them sign up at drscottlivingston.com. We would love to have other people in your organization be a part of our community here. We've got some really cool things coming up for you in the fall, and I'm really excited to be able to share those with you. But for now, this is Scott Livingston signing off. Hope you have a great rest of your week. Take care.